freewheeling cavalcade of circular motion, thus defined by the octagon table of double-wide mental introspection and dedicated utilitarian outward thinking in defense of zero content. Translation: we ain't got nothing. Hey folks, Dude here, coming to again, the iteration of Dude After Dark. This one, of course, being the politically motivated version therein. Hopefully you guys saw that, well, it is actually taking place today, that it is the primary election time for the state of, no, actually, let's do this right. The Bundesrepublik Socialist States of Maryland. And I went in there and I proceeded to, rape, pillage, and burn. I actually have the home build 1T doppelganger for, my Note 9 currently recording in a backup. I don't know what it is, but that last operational therein of Dude After Dark sounded nothing short of anything even slightly like oh yeah, it most assuredly sounded like sound guy. We really truly need to save for, well, the name is I love the fart at the end. Anyway, so looking at things as it is, we find ourselves in election time for the primary season, and there was a couple of people I really, and I got to put like exclamation points with major cases of really wanting to curse, like, like a drunken sailor on Liberty in possibly about the best, Liberty Time shore leave operation they're in. I really wanted to vote out some of those quote unquote guys. Yeah, there was a couple people I was making it my mission to boot out most assuredly with great accularity and made sure that they truly were hopefully not going to be on the ticket for election time. And hopefully it would be a case of, the way Maryland works is you have a choice of voting for the Democrat, voting for the Democrat, voting for the Democrat, or voting for the Democrat, but not the other Democrat, because there's so many other Democrats that pretty much all the Democrats just kind of pretty much just, by the wayside. There's just so many Democrats going that, well, it's just you're standing in the voting booth going, who do I vote for? The whole time you're standing there just going,
oh, you touch my tra-la-la. My ding-ding-dong.
No, they didn't touch my tra-la-la, okay? That was not my tra-la-la, okay? Not at all. No, it was not that either, sound guys. Stop. Not even close, okay? In the room, we got Patriot Fever. Appreciate you coming by. And Martina Sasquatch. Appreciate you guys coming on by. Do appreciate your comments and your input on the new addition to the family, the Ruger PC carbine. I did find out some more information. So Martina Sasquatch in particular, if you look back into the comments, I went on to the Buffalo Bore Bullet Company, and oh my goodness, those guys have a very spicy version therein of particularly one of their more effective varieties of stuff. I mean, they really truly have a very, very spicy one, man. I gotta tell you what, they got a 9mm flat point round that's like heavy, and they said this is actually the 9mm cartridge that you wish to be carrying if you're going to be in bear country and encountering bear country and encountering anybody but hey, Yogi. No. We're not talking Yogi. We're talking pissed off grizzly, pissed off black bear, not afraid of people, ready to throw down at a moment's notice, and you need to handle the bear. Well, they said that this 9mm is a hard cast lead bullet. Now, the nice thing about that one is, being hard cast, it can actually handle the Glock polygonal barrels without letting it up too much. I wouldn't make a habit of shooting those things, without really, really cleaning the thing afterwards. But the thing about it is they said that this round, a 9mm will penetrate somewhere between 3 to 6 feet of bear. Now, if you're encountering bear, like I said before, you want to be carrying at a minimum 357. But I'll tell you what, if you got a 9 mil that interacts with Mr. Grizzly like that or Mr. Brown Bear like that, coming out of a carbine, you're talking pretty close, if not matching or maybe being a ballistic equivalent to a 357. I don't think the bear is going to be going, ow, that was only a 147 grain bullet. That wasn't a 158 grain bullet. I'm sorry. Those 10 grains of bullet weight, I'm sorry. I'm just not impressed. Okay, you start locking those rounds up and you start dropping them into the target area of the bear, you will do some serious damage. Case in point, there was a guy who was using a buffalo bore ammunition, engaged a bear with, of all things, a Smith & Wesson small automatic. We're talking a 3.5-inch barrel, single column Smith & Wesson pistol. I think it was like a 5994 or 64 or something like that. So basically one of the 3.5-inch barrels. I guess the rough ballistic equivalent nowadays would be something probably akin to maybe like a Glock 19, maybe like a Glock 20. Maybe I think it's bigger than a 26. I think maybe like a Glock 19. So not a long barrel 9mm, but supposedly he plunked 5 rounds in 0 target area, and Mr. Bear proceeded to just lay down and go, "I'm done fighting." So that's literally what you can do with the effective rounds. Do it correctly. Of course, always make sure you put the rounds in proper target area. If you're engaging a bear, there's really only 2 places that you need to hit. If you're shooting at the head, you wish to be right between the eyes or just below the ear canal. And if you're doing body shots, you want to be just behind the shoulder. Because if you're hitting those massive ass bones, those bullets just kind of go ink and stop. Or they get deflected, or they just break a bone and lose so much energy they don't penetrate far enough. If you've ever seen a construction on a brown bear, a grizzly bear, or any of those earth-seen monsters, they are built like tanks, and it's going to take a lot to put one down. Martina Sasquatch said, I read that and almost had blood pressure issues. Dude, it's available. It's not cheap, okay? That's the only thing that sucks about buffalo bore ammunition is it is just not cheap. But you're getting what you're paying for, and it will work quite nicely. So if you have the bear throwing down at you and... sound guy, no. Patriot Fever sound guy doesn't have a pissed off Mama Grizzly sound. No, he doesn't have a pissed off. No. There's we got to work on that one because you really truly want to have a. Really? We need bear sounds, okay? Because I got it now. Is not gonna cut it, okay? Sound guy, you need to really work on that one. Hello, bear's coming in. No, you do not get a ding for that one, sound guy. Like Peter Fever said in the room, weak sauce. Nope. Bear sounds. We need bear noises. Okay. Okay. I'll give you the critical stop. The bear needs a critical stop. All right. I will give you that one.
You're despicable.
Really? Okay. Patriot Fever. At least he ain't quacking in lieu of bear sounds. Don't get him started, man. Don't get him started. Okay. Pretty soon you'll have bears going. Oh, jeez. No. There will be no bear snoo. Okay, at all.
Death!
Sound guy. I did that one. Yeah, that was just, yeah, completely. That was just, yeah, that was not, no. Anyway, like I said, essentially in that video, I did put in some further annotation in the comments because YouTube's really got it sucky now because you can't go back in there and put in like the little pop-up annotations they used to do. Pretty much once you have a video up, you got a video up. That's pretty much it. It's really not changing around. That's just how it is. Um, no, actually, I did say that I am doing a backup copy of this. I do have, the Note 9 1T version, or almost 1T, doing a video backlog. So if that one sounds better, essentially that's what I'll be doing. I'll be running that one as a further upload as an adjunct if the sound really just completely sucks on this one because it was really really annoying because it was like it was running dropping out the bandwidth bit stream called the bit. I really the bull bit, and I really want to say the S word here, but the bull bit stream just completely. Oh, it was just not good. Okay, it sucked. So anyway, the sound quality on that last time was just completely just yeah just okay, yeah, I'll give you that one, sound guy. It was just not good. Okay, so anyway, looking at things as it is, we find ourselves dealing again with yet again, Comrade Fauci. Comrade Fauci and his wonderful. Um, I posted this one up on my Gab account, and I really got to clean this up for what I can say because I do try to usually keep my podcast PG-13. Yes, I'll say a few spicy words, but I don't go full on seven dirty words you can't say on television to quote George Carlin. I don't go that route normally. And I think I've only slipped up maybe once or twice the entire time I've been doing podcasts and posting them up on YouTube. And in lieu of that, I will use typically sound effects, or I will annotate my, censor, bleep, kind of like the last syllable of the word, kind of one of those things. So it doesn't sound so overtly just, too much. He and I really need to talk. Anyway, so I said, in my Gab account, this is going on about Comrade Fauci, you F chucking lying a-hole. He knew, this piece of excrement knew. This story coming in from truthpress.news.com. News. Fauci admits that, and I got to find the proper sound effect here, admitted that
The Chinese Communist COVID viral infection.
he knew. And that sound effect at the end is called the 44 Magnum shot. So you guys can put two and two together, and it makes, what they're trying to not allow me to say on YouTube because I'm quote unquote spreading false information. And I got to really watch out, be very cautious in how I state things. And usually using sound effects or sound bites, they just let it fly. So I'm going to proceed on that one and that one. And in that one, I shall proceed in that one. Well, anyway, so Fauci, the false administrator, of which he is, admits that
The Chinese Communist COVID viral infection.
do not protect overly well against.
The Chinese Communist COVID viral infection.
So we're all on board what that actual title was, okay? So essentially, the bang doesn't help you with the the base element that you're trying to stop. Appearing Tuesday afternoon on quote unquote Your World with Fox News anchor Neil Cavuto. And guys, of all the people that's on Fox, Neil Cavuto is the biggest blanking apologist, suck up, just brown nosing pile of bovine excrement that is on Fox News. The guy truly does not impress me. He is literally that guy that could be best buds with probably somebody like, I don't know, like Mitt Romney or let's just see, Mitch McConnell, or any of those really kind of squishy Republican rhino piles of excrement that really tend to go from like right to left. They just kind of go the swing so far to the left that they're really better off being just freaking Democrats. Anyway, so appeared on Your World with Fox News anchor Neil Cavuto. Fauci recently recovered from a bout of
The Chinese Communist COVID viral infection.
himself. Admitted that, well,
The Chinese Communist Communist COVID-viral infection.
Don't protect overly well against,
The Chinese Communist COVID-viral infection.
and didn't protect him against.
The Chinese Communist COVID-viral infection.
Yet went on the call for a higher rate of.
The Chinese Communist COVID-viral infection.
Because without it, we're giving the
Chinese Communist COVID-viral infection.
an opportunity to continue to spread in our community. Well, quote, there's no doubt that the
Chinese Communist COVID-viral infection.
particularly the
Chinese Communist COVID-viral infection.
plus a booster
Chinese Communist COVID-viral infection.
at the appropriate time. One of those things that's clear from the data, even though
Chinese Communist COVID-viral infection.
because of the high degree of transmissibility of
Chinese Communist COVID-viral infection.
don't protect overly well, as it were, against.
Chinese Communist COVID-viral infection.
They protect quite well against severe diseases leading to hospitalization and death, Fauci told Cavuto. So if it doesn't work, why in the hell are we doing that instead of just not doing it at all? If there's ever anybody that I think should be, I don't know if you guys saw the end of Braveheart, where William Wallace was tied down to the table and the guys are pulling out all the various implements of destruction. I think that Fauci should have been in, that he should have been in William Wallace's place, tied down at a table, and that would have been like spot the freak on. He's starting out with the Law and Order dunk. All right. Anyway, so basically, he's admitting it didn't work, but do it anyway. Oh, what a pile of
blow it out your ass.
Well, not maybe exactly succinctly, but close. Yeah. I don't know if you guys heard about this one or not, but this one might be the Democrat October surprise. Stay tuned on this one. Patriot Fever YouTube comment section really needs more memes. Oh man. Martina Sasquatch. Oh, dude, you pulling out the historical references. I applaud you, sir. I applaud you. And we all need to place his parts in 4 oceans and 2 island seas so he can't reform. That is the classic one. They basically zap the guy, they take his head, they put it someplace else, they take his heart, they put it someplace else, they draw and quarter him, and those places are different places and different pieces. I applaud you, sir. You're going very, very classically old world way of like finally little turn of the screw things. Holy stars and garters. You nailed that one, sir. I applaud you. Golf clap. Yes. Most assuredly, you have nailed that one with great alacrity. Golf clap from Sound Guy. Yeah. Thanks, Sound Guy. I think we really need to amp the volume on that one. So anyway, like I said, the Democrats have prepared a midterm October surprise to influence the election. Just give me 1 second here. Now, is it something political? No. You have to remember just completely, absolutely, assuredly how unbelievably desperate they are at this point in time. That they know. Now, I'm not even talking just a little bit here, but I'm talking they know they in November are going to get there.
Come on, squeal.
But I pooped from there.
Oh, they know it is coming.
Oh my.
Yeah, they know it is coming. So in great desperation, what are they going to do? Well, they're going to probably pull out all the stops and they're going to go something so over the top that even most people are going to go, yeah, that is beyond stupid. Patriot Fever, Falsey would probably complain about the chainsaw not having a 44 Magnum round and getting the Chinese Communist covert viral infection. Martina Sasquatch helps being partially Slavic. Dude, I'm part Hungarian, dude. I'm on board. I'm on board. Yes. Us Magyars, yes, we are fully on board with that one. Let's see. Democrats prepare midterm October surprise to influence the election. Also coming in from truthpress.com. Democrats are facing the worst political environment in over a decade heading into November's midterm elections. Republicans lead in generic ballot and have a solid structural advantage in competing for the House of Representatives. Despite concerns about candidate quality, the GOP is also favored to take control of the Senate. Now, the Senate is actually not that completely unapproachable because it's only like a few seats difference, man. But also, there also is still that whole thing about the filibuster, and the Democrats put it in there, and they told Dingy Harry, dude, if you do this, you're not going to be able to stop us from doing this when we get back in power. And Dingy Harry was like, yeah, I'm going to put it in there. Screw you guys. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever. Correlation between president. I can't talk today. Correlation between presidential approval and parties' midterm prospects also can't be ignored. Joe Biden's hit the lowest poll numbers in his term, with recent Times Siena poll showing him at just 33% approval, with only 13% believing the country's on the right track. And I've heard like 70 to 80% of people are pissed off saying the country's not working right. In response, Democrats are desperately trying to change the narrative by focusing on abortion and guns, but that's going over a lead balloon because ultimately those aren't issues that affect the vast majority of Americans in everyday's lives. The economy and inflation is still at the top of the list of concerns. In short, the fundamentals are just awful for the Democrats. That means they'll need to do something to influence the election that goes beyond actually enacting good policy. And if you listen closely, you'll discern exactly what they are preparing. Now, I did post up a secondary story on this, but I'll just simply talk about it here. So Biden, Health and Human Services Secretary Xavier Becerra, and I say it correctly because there's two R's. So Xavier Becerra says there's a strong chance, quote, there's a strong chance we'll see a reassurance of the Chinese Communist covert viral infection later this year. Biden campaigned to promise to, quote unquote, shut down the Chinese Communist covert viral infection, but it was all a lie. So what is the October surprise that they intend to do? Well, they're going to say, oh my goodness, there's a major outbreak. Everything's going completely crazy. Dogs and cats living together. Cataclysm of biblical proportions. Stay home for your safety because it's not safe to go out and vote. Folks, I went out today and I voted in person and I used paper. I did not walk up to the machine and go and hear the thing go not giving it to you. No, not giving it to you. So I used the paper means, fed the thing into the machine myself, and saw it basically going whatever the heck it does. Hopefully I got a good read on it. It's not BS, but I used the paper. I did not use the computer. I used the computer to tabulate the results, but I did not use the computer. So that's what it is. Chinese Communist covert viral infection or no Chinese Communist covert viral infection. I will be standing in line to vote. I suggest you do similar. If they say put on a mask, guess what? I'm not wearing one, okay? Call it what you will. I have been fully inoculated by contracting, kicking its ass, and having no way, shape, and form a secondary problem anywhere they're in of combating it with the Chinese Communist covert viral infection. I kicked its ass. Martina Sasquatch. This time they will use smallpox. They found 15 vials of the stuff in Pennsylvania earlier this year. Well, the biggest problem with smallpox, of course, it is such a nasty little bougie that when it's around, pretty much it's really contractable. But the other thing too is it's also very easily treatable because pretty much it's one of those known quantities. There's a lot of antiviral agents that can actually combat smallpox, so I wouldn't really worry about that one. Put too much truck into it and all the rest of that fun stuff. Uh, this one I find kind of near and dear to my heart. Just give me 1 second here. Possibly some of the suckiest movies that have put into place by some of the suckiest books put into place and given some of the highest reputed. Oh, this hang on, I got to go full golf clap. Oh, it's so amazing! You've written such an amazing book. Oh, it's great. It's this, it's that. Jerk each other off. Blah 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 blah. We're talking about nobody other than Stephen King, and I'm gonna say, how do I say this without saying this? I know exactly how I can say this. In place of saying the S word, I'm gonna put in the other S word. So this is a itty leftard who writes itty books, and that starts with an SH, mind you. Who gets itty SH and gets owned for talking SH IT. Well, anyway, so what happened is Stephen King posted a tweet about Ron DeSantis. Well, it was fake news. Yeah, it got debunked and he was forced to apologize. Folks, I got to tell you what, if there's anybody that looks like a disgusting. Mm, at this point, he kind of looks like he looks like a pissed off turtle mixed with a Muppet. Okay, that's being about as charitable as I can say. This guy looks like crap. It must have been frightening for horror writer Stephen King to apologize for a tweet about Ron DeSantis that turned out to be pure fiction. And of course, this one's coming in from Daily Wire. So, let's see here. The far left novelist told his 6.7 million Twitter followers on July 6th that the popular Florida governor had signed a bill requiring the Sunshine State students and professors to register their political views with the state. But when people pointed out the bogus claim was from an old Salon article, King first apologized, then took down the tweet. Quote, I deleted a tweet about Ron DeSantis requiring notice of political views of students and teachers, King tweeted. That really was fake news. Sorry. Yeah. Twitter, which selectively cracks down on anything it deems misinformation, I got to put my own word in here, did absolutely nothing about the tweet for several days before King acted. When the writer initially apologized, he blamed his source in a statement to CNN. CNN's falling through the toilet, folks. Trust me. Quote, I regret having posted the headline without being more confident the story was correct, said King, who retweeted the old phony story with the words, I can't even, followed by periods on each word. Salon is usually more reliable. Twitter's a constant learning experience. I will try to do better. No, you won't. You're a screaming leftard, screaming memeite piece of hit. You
dick.
Yeah. So anyway, you know what? I'm going to substitute that. So Stephen
Dick.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. The law DeSantis signed and Salon Bosch requires public colleagues and universities in Florida to perform voluntary annual surveys on the subject of, quote, intellectual freedom and viewpoint diversity, end quote. PolitiFact, the left-wing fact-check site run by the Poynter Institute, deemed
Dick.
his claim was misinformation. So,
Dick.
claimed DeSantis signed a bill requiring Florida student professors to register political views with the state, PolitiFact wrote. We rate
Dick.
his statement false. Salon finally changed the headline, which CNN Fact Check also called out as false this week. The 74-year-old author, whose far-left views are well known, is a prolific Twitter user. Earlier this year, he was roundly ridiculed when he tweeted that Russian President Vladimir Putin had met his match in President Joe Biden, who he said would punish the Russian leader for invading Ukraine. Mr. Putin has made a serious miscalculation. He forgot he's no longer dealing with Trump.
Dick.
Tweeted. So, Stephen.
Dick.
Yeah, you are just.
You dick.
Yeah, that's right. Stephen King.
You dick.
Fake news. positing leftards, screaming memeite.
You dick.
Uh-oh, retard alert.
You dick.
Yeah. Tired. I do have an interesting GIF here that I pulled off, and this one's coming from the UK of all places. So this is the UK Office of National Statistics. Now, where that falls into which agency, I have no clue, because we're talking about obviously the UK versus the United States. Obviously, everybody does everything a little differently. I got no idea how those guys work, but I got to talk about the Chinese Communist covert viral infection death rate compared to the Chinese Communist covert viral infection bang 44 Magnum shot status in England. This is from 1 April 2022 to 31 May 2022, and this is quoting their own sources. So anybody that didn't have the hang on a second here, give me 1 second. Anybody that didn't get the I got to find this down here. Hang on 1 sec. Anybody that didn't get
The Chinese Communist covert viral infection.
we're talking about people who did or did not. Those people who did not get the bang, we're showing a death rate of 288. Those people who have had the
Chinese Communist covert viral infection.
is showing a death rate of 4647. Now, those people who went out and said, you know what? I really just want to get every single. Now, if you count the number of shots there, that was 344 Magnum shots. So we're talking about people who are triple 44 Magnum shot appreciators. We're all on board here, I gather. One of my friends is calling me. So anyway, we're talking about people had all 344 Magnum shots. That number is 4215. So we're not talking about a small amount of people here. Excuse me, I gotta do something at work real fast. Yep, lost out on that one. All right, never mind. So anyway, we're talking about people who had all 3 of the 44 Magnum shots. Was 4,200 as opposed to 4,600. I do find it rather striking that it's almost 20 to 1, if not, no, it's more than that. It's it's 400 to 1 of a complete total death, or it's even more than that. Gee, it's not good numbers, okay? This is the people that actually have the naturally acquired as opposed to those people who went out and went by the wayside and said, you know what? I want to get all of the, all.
The Chinese Communist covert viral infection.
I want all of the, give me all of the, all of them. Thanks, sound guy. They wanted all of the bangs. That's not good numbers. That's really not good numbers. Speaking of not good numbers, and this one is completely and totally and absolutely disgusting. And I've been hearing this more and more about car manufacturers. But if you're buying a BMW, you know what you're getting into. First and foremost, they refer to those things as, BMW, bring my wallet, or bust my wallet, or bring more wampum. Now what are they doing? This is beyond anal, folks. This is just absolutely dirty pool. And I do mean dirty pool in the highest way, shape, and form. They're in of any way, of any shape and form. And I've heard that Toyota's been playing around with this too, doing a subscription service for your key to unlock the car, or if you're doing a remote start or something along those lines. It's gotten even worse, folks. It's gotten even worse. It's gotten so bad now that BMWs are beyond pissed, because at the top of the cost of the luxury car, they'll be required to pay a monthly subscription fee to use features like the heated seats. Wow. Per the New York Post, subscription plans recently rolled out in United Kingdom, Germany, South Korea, and several other markets has included fees for premium features. BMW owners now be forced to be paying the equivalent of $18 a month to use the heated front seats in their cars. Owners have the option to pay $180 a year to use the heated seats, or opt out and pay $300 for a 3-year subscription, or $415 for unlimited access, the publication reported. It's unclear whether subscription will be required in the United States for a future date. Front seat heating gets things nice and cozy in no time, the BMW UK site says. Quote, activation after purchase is quick and easy. Well, I'll put it in perspective, folks. We just recently got a new car for Mrs. Dude. I think I could show this to you guys. We recently just got a new car for Mrs. Dude. And reason being is, Mrs. Dude's daily driver is, it's tired, okay? And it needs, it needs, okay? So anyway, way, shape, and form essentially is what we found ourselves in is Mrs. Dude's car was getting tired. So we basically bought a doppelganger for her car to my car, and hopefully this kind of shit. It's a little bright. Hang on a second here. Let me drop the brightness just a touch more. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. So we were literally bought her a doppelganger for her car. We went out and bought an EX as opposed to an EXL. My car is an EXL. What that does is it gives me a sunroof, gives me leather seats, it gives me a power front seat for the passenger. A couple of little tchotchkes. It's got the power rear hatch, so I hit a button, the rear hatch opens and closes just by pushing the button. And she got an EX. So the EX gives up some of those options. She still has cruise control. She still has, all-wheel drive. She still has, obviously the rear view camera. She has XM, which is the most important thing for me. And she did give up a couple things. Like I said, she gave up leather seats, she gave up the sunroof, gave up the power rear deck, gave up the passenger power seat, and that's pretty much about it. Other than that, the two cars really drive very similar. Hers has different tires, so obviously it's going to feel a little different in driving and whatnot. But mine has heated seats and her car doesn't. So she's like, "Ooh, what am I going to do when the weather gets cold?" It's like, you drive my car to work. That's how you solve that. I don't care about heated seats. Not that big a deal. I'll work on that one. Patriot Fever, damn, sounds like BMW hired John Deere's CEO. Yeah. The CEO of John Deere really has made not a lot of friends with that whole built-in obsolescence thing, where you literally have situations now where you're trying to work on your tractor. Excuse me a second, I got something underfoot. Work on your tractor, and literally you could only go to the dealership because everything is hardwired to only be serviceable by the dealership, because literally they have to jack in a computer, proprietary stuff. Nobody else has the technology, and that's the only way the thing works, is you got to go back to the dealership. So, quote unquote, right to repair has been a big deal now for people to go, no, anybody should be able to service this thing. It shouldn't be that you have to walk up with your little whiz bag thing and go, beep. Oh, I recognize you as somebody that's allowed to work on me. That does not fly well. So, anyway, scroll through the rest of the story here. Heated seats aren't the only premium feature with an upcharge. In some markets, owners will pay $12 a month to use their heated steering wheels. So it'll cost $42 a month for adaptive cruise control. Another feature that switches off the high beams automatically when the car has another car approach them also costs $12 a month. Anyone who wants to connect their iPhones to their cars through the Apple CarPlay will be charged $265. Reactions on social media were swift and brutal. Quote, this is wild. BMW is now selling a monthly subscription service for heated seats in your car. Monthly fee, $18. Annual fee, $180. One person shared the car will come with necessary components, but payment will be needed to remove a software block. Welcome to microtransaction hell. Can't say enough how insane and dystopian this is, another person agreed. This is not a subscription service for heated seats. It's a subscription to disable the software BMW has installed to prevent you from using the heated seats, which, of course, it already has built in. There's a good chance other luxury brands will follow suit. During an interview with The Verge, Mercedes-Benz CEO Ola Killianu will likely be offering a subscription-based upgrades in their vehicles as well. Quote, I think you need to look to offer customers both. Some customers don't look at the price. They want the best, most desirable product. Whatever it costs, let me pay it now, and that's it. But then you have the other option. But think about how you can add functionality as you go along. Let people choose what they want through their app store. This is true digital recurring revenue, he continued, comparing the offerings to cell phone companies offering upgrades for a fee. Guess what? If you do that to a car and I was rich, I wouldn't buy your freaking car. I would not buy your car. And I would make it a point to everybody else who was rich, going, look, I can afford this, but it's the point and parcel they're in where they're going, you know what? We're going to stick you for the additional cash because you know what? We want to have reoccurring income from you. Never mind the fact that you're getting $600 to $900 a month in car payments, if not more. Some of those luxury cars are a couple $1,000s in car payments. Or the rich guy just comes in and goes, yes, the red one there. How does that come optioned? Oh, well, hang on a second. I got it. Hang on a second, sound guy. I got this. I got this. Hang on. I got this. Hang on. Yes, I'm looking at the red one here and the blue one. Do you happen to have a gray one? How are these optioned? Oh, they all are not fully optioned. I need to order one then. How long will that take? 6 months. Oh, that's not acceptable. Is there any other dealership that has one fully optioned? I might get it this time. Oh, they don't have that either. Oh, in that case, I'll go and buy a Rolls. Goodbye. And that's literally how it's going to happen. Or they'll buy a Bentley. Oh. Yes, I'm looking for a Bentley. How are they optioned? Fully. Oh, and you have one on your showroom floor. I'll take that one. And that's how that's going to go. No problem at all. They'll just simply walk in and go, I like that car right there. And that is the one I shall take. That is the one I shall drive off the lot right now. And they'll simply just go, which credit card would you rush me to run? Would you want the MasterCard, the Visa, or the American Express? And they'll go, sir, with your credit rating, you run any card. Fine. Bloop. Drops the credit card, buys the car, and drives off. And the other guys are going, you just boogered off without buying our car. Yeah, that's right. We just left without buying your car. That's right. And you didn't get to, well, keep me in the showroom for long. Bye-bye. That's how that one works. So the guy continues on. This is exactly how these guys think. It's not about selling your 2.5 million vehicles or whatever a year, the CEO continues. Your install base should grow and grow. So one day you have tens of millions of vehicles. Then if you start monetizing some per month in that install base, the lever actually starts looking quite attractive. I think we're onto something here. It's too early to say how much of an economic potential it is, but it is there. Yeah, until your buying public goes, you know what? Not feeling it. Go away. Ugh. These guys really, truly push the envelope sometimes. Going back to the Xavier Beccaro thing, I'm referencing that one quite strongly. I don't know if you guys heard about this one or not, but this is pretty much sign of the times. Sign of the times, folks. Just give me 1 second here. This one coming in from RepublicanDaily.com. What's happening to America's military? America's military may be shrinking in size if something doesn't change. A recent report suggests the armed forces are having trouble gaining new recruits. Yeah, because mostly they're a bunch of disgusting fat bodies that sit around and play video games all day long and smoke weed. All the military service, except for the tiny Space Force, are at risk of failing to meet the recruiting goals this year, according to military examiners Jamie McIntyre. The author spoke to several members of the armed forces and other experts who laid out the problems they're facing when it comes to attracting new soldiers. Yeah, because they don't want to serve under Joe Kaka. Retired Army Lieutenant General Thomas Spear, S-P-O-E-H-R, Spear, I guess it is, tells the Heritage Foundation Center for National Defense, told the news outlet that he believes this is a, quote, systemic long-term recruiting drought that's not going to ameliorate anytime soon, end quote. Translation, we're screwed. We're screwed. He added, people I talked to say this year is bad. 23 is going to be worse, and there's no saying that 2024 is going to be, there's not going to be worse still. The Army is faring the worst of all the branches of the military. It announced it's forced to downsize its active duty force by 12,000 soldiers this year. At issue is the 3.6% unemployment rate and the fact that recruiters are prevented from visiting high schools due to COVID-19 pandemic. No, that's not the cause. That's not the cause. That's being very charitable to say, oh, we can go to the high school and bug all the kids going, hi, want to be a soldier? No, that wasn't the reason, folks. Several factors contributing to the military difficulty in attracting talent. McIntyre writes, more young people are going directly to college out of high school. Fewer come from families where military service is a tradition, and a decreasing percentage of the target age range can't meet the physical fitness requirements or pass the background check for mental health issues or criminal offenses. Oh, maybe that might be part of it. Yeah, they're a bunch of dumbasses who basically do stupid stuff, and it's like, yeah, you can't go in the service now. Another issue is the fact Americans lost trust in most of the country's. Let me try that again. Another issue is the fact Americans have lost trust in most of the country's institutions. Gee, who's been running stuff into the ground for the longest time? Politicians. And I'm saying both sides of the aisle is a good libertarian here. Both sides of the aisle are at fault. Recent Gallup poll showed that between 2021 and 2022, confidence in the armed forces dropped from 69% to 64%. McIntyre also noted the poll released by the Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation in November said a dramatic decline in the number of people who said they have great trust and confidence in the military, down from 70% 3 years ago to just 45% currently. Yeah, and I'm working the pen under the table because I want to do something else. Patriot Fever. Wait, military life isn't like Call of Duty Modern Warfare? No, dude, it's not. It's not like sit on your couch and basically drive the guy around, get killed, respawn, get killed, respawn, get killed, respawn. No, it's not like that at all. Martina Sasquatch in the room. Oh, that's funny. I'm gonna have to bring that one back from the heated seat story. I'm going old school at that pointing a 12-volt heated suit. That you know what? This actually there's cold weather suits that they have for motorcycles, because most motorcycles actually do have a cigarette lighter port at this point. And literally what it is you plug the suit in, and the suit is a warming suit. So you can also look at that one, Martina Sasquatch. You can also check out like cold weather electric suits for motorcyclists. And if you think about it, if you have the right situation, if you have a good power source, potentially you could be camping out, turn the car off, turn the camper off, let the temperatures drop, stay in that suit. And as long as you're above freezing, the water in your water tanks won't freeze, but you don't need to heat the whole thing up because that suit will keep you nice and toasty overnight. That's another way of thinking too. Spear surmised most of the issue is a politicization of the military from people on both sides of the divide viewing it differently. Okay, not a lot of Democrats are going, I want to serve in the U.S. military to affect change. No, they're going, I want to go to college and I want to become, a news guy so I can affect change. They're not thinking about going out and, basically putting hands on. They don't think like that. So this Spear guy says, quote, a lot of people believe the military is either woke or it's being pursued as a social experiment or that it is a racist extremist breeding ground. The middle ground, which the American military has enjoyed for almost all of existence, is not being viewed as partisan political demand. I cannot talk today. The middle ground, which the American military has enjoyed for almost all of existence, is not being viewed as part of the political dimension, is eroding. This guy really talks like a politician, man. No wonder he was a general. Another contribution to the problem could be the fact that the younger generations, including millennials and Gen Z, have been indoctrinated into progressive ideology, which suggests that America at its core is racist, sexist, and otherwise bigoted. These younger folks are essentially being taught that the U.S. is a nation that purposely oppresses marginalized groups. So why in the... Hang on a second here, sound guy. I got this one. So why in the... cock would you go out and join the military to enable the federal government to do those things that are completely cocked up. Yeah. A recent poll showed among people ages of 18 to 24, a measly 36% said they were, quote, either extremely or, quote, very proud to be an American. These findings are disturbing, but not surprising. Why would anyone want to don the uniform of a nation they believe is inherently evil or oppressive? Those interested in this issue have been trouble coming up with a solution to the problem. Nobody's suggesting reinstituting a draft, as to be widely unpopular with the public. Yeah, but who did it last time? Let's see. Who did it last time? Um, Oh, that's right. It was. Well, close. It was the Democrats. The Democrats are the ones who brought about the draft because they got us right in the middle of Korea and Vietnam. And yeah, it's just. You're really hooked on that caca sound. But anyway, so yeah, they're the ones that brought the draft into play. And if you're going to be completely fair about it, let's just say everybody gets instituted into the draft. You're going to be bringing in male, female, trans, gay, straight, bi, whatever, whole stripe, whole pantheon, whole rainbow, poor, rich. And I really think the rich guys need to serve more because they didn't do that enough back in the last times. All those guys need to be doing that stuff back in the good old days, need to be doing it yet again. Martina Sasquatch, Jimmy Carter. Well, no, dude, there was still drafts on, okay? I mean, I had to register for selective service, and back in the day, we're talking, back in the day, I had to register for the selective service. Okay. Mercedes Sasquatch says Carter brought it back for 6 months during the Iran scandal. Yeah, but he's also the guy that sent out a bunch of guys to die in the desert. Poorly executed mission. Let's take the air filters off of these things and send them off into a dust storm. Wow. Rebranding the military and exposing younger folks to the armed forces at a younger age, addressing misconceptions held by many among Gen Z could be a remedy. Dude, no, it's not going to happen. We'll be aged out by the time you get this thing turned around. And I'm talking to Gen Z. Gen Z is going to be aged out. Nearly a third of Gen Zers believe that many Army jobs involve direct combat. They don't. And almost half didn't think the Army allows time for recreation and hobbies. It does. Most are unaware of the education benefits provide for full college tuition, home buying assistance, free health care, potential parental leave, and early retirement after 20 years. Yeah, but who wants to be there for 20 years with a politician playing? Hang on a second here. I gotta really find the appropriate sound effects. Or I'm just gonna curse here, okay? Really playing monkey sex. I'm really being. Thanks, Sangha. I'm really being very charitable here to say that I'm saying monkey sex as opposed to them monkey cocking the U.S. military. With indoctrination in young citizens, an ongoing effort to workify. With the indoctrination of young Americans and the ongoing effort to wokeify the U.S. military, it's not easy to be optimistic about the situation, but all hope isn't lost. If Republicans manage to take the White House in 2024 with an actual conservative, they can start the process of reversing the damage the hard left has done. Well, number one, most importantly, if you're trans, you better be all the way. And I do mean not twig and berries hanging a set of, good upper parts. You better be all the blanking way over one way or the other before you start lurking in a room full of a bunch of dudes and you're a chick with, a set of bolt-ons going, I'm a dude. And you still have the appropriate appendage downstairs for the guys to go, I could work around the rest of that because yeah, that looks good enough to do, even though there's, straight highway. And there's actually been stories ongoing where basically supposed guys who are switched up and they're now quote unquote girls going to jail and they're knocking up the chicks in the women's prison because, well, guess what? They still have the appropriate dude parts, even though they identify as a female, they still get the appropriate dude parts. And apparently with a room full of he and she, there's one he. Apparently, the rooster is going to be chasing around all the hens and apparently having some fun. So anyway, let me jump out of this one. Got another good story going on. Scrolly. This is an easy short one. It's one RepublicanDaily.com. Skyrocketing prices be damned. California bans construction of new gas stations to, quote, fight climate change. Callie. You continue to amaze us with your complete F-tardedness. Nah, you're consistent. You're very consistent. Supposedly Joe Kaka loses an auto reporter asking about a bad poll number. I don't know if you guys caught up in this one or not. This one coming in from truthpress.com. This one tickled me to no small degree, and I got to tell you what, this was this was hilarious. Oh, coming out of the room for this military story, Patriot Fever, man, you got a good one there. Quote, wouldn't this expose kids to guns, though? I thought exposing kids to was, well, quote unquote, fatal. Excellent point, sir. Excellent point. Supposedly, if guns are so bad, why is it guns are only okay if you're employing them in lieu of the military or of the government expressing its arm of force through you holding a gun? Why is it only justified with that justification that guns are quote unquote good or quote unquote the necessary evil? Yeah, you have that one right there. Oh yeah, that's that. Hey, that's that unhealthy little knock at the door going, maybe you're expressing something half measure that really proves out the fact that, well, you guys might not know the whole story. Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw this one or not, but Tesla owners, this one so tickles me. Coming in from truthpress.com. Tesla owners share a disturbing and alarming message received on the screen amid a heat wave. This is cute. As the summer heat envelops Texas, putting stress on the Lone Star State's electric grid. Now, I got to put a period right there. Texas is the only state in the union that is not connected to the other 47 states on our electric grid. They are not. Texas is the only state that has its own electric grid solely to its own. It is not connected in any way, shape, or form to any of the electric grid in any way. So, they learned that Tesla sent messages to owners asking them to avoid charging their cars during peak hours to help ease the load. This is just another example how electric cars are not quite as convenient as those selling them want us to imagine. Quote, the Electric Reliability Council of Texas said twice this week that the state's power grid will be sorely tested during the heat wave because the ERCOT, which is the Electric Reliability Council of Texas, the ERCOT asked Texans and Texas businesses to voluntarily conserve electricity on Monday and Wednesday from 2 to 8 p.m. Quote, the heat wave has settled on Texas, much of the central United States. It is driving increased electric use, it said in the news. Other grid operators are operating under similar conservative operational programs as ERCOT due to the heat wave. Temperatures have exceeded 100 degrees in much of the state this week, with Somerville exceeding a high of 113 on Sunday, according to the Washington Post. In addition to the high demand, the Texas power grid has faced a lack of wind to power up its turbines. Folks, I on camera face palm. On camera face palm. On camera face palm. Wind and solar is so much better than petrochemicals. Dude, you can turn on a tap anytime for, gas and oil. Ooh, but wind and solar is so much better. Quote, current projections show wind generation coming in at less than 10% of its capacity, end quote, ERCOT said. All this adds up to a deficiency. Facepalm. On camera facepalm. Starting with Texas's first heat wave of the year in May, Tesla sent updates to the vehicle screen asking owners not to charge their cars during peak periods. Not that you can't do it, but please don't do it. Please don't do it. In the meantime, dude goes out and goes, yeah, my car's, needs fuel. Goes out, plugs the gas nozzle into his vehicle, plugs the diesel nozzle into his vehicle, and proceeds to tank up with no issues whatsoever because that's how it works. Dang, lost another one. Oh, well. And that's how it works. Essentially, you basically recharge, refuel, down the road you go, because refueling gas and diesel vehicles takes maybe 5 minutes. Refueling a gas and diesel vehicle is anywhere because the infrastructure is everywhere. It's been 100 years. Electric cars, where do you plug them in? You have to find the Tesla boutique charging station. Boop. Eat. It will be 46 minutes to recharge your vehicle to 78%. Perhaps at this time you'd like to go and get, a nice leisurely meal, or walk around the mall, or I don't care if it costs only $13 to charge the car, or quote unquote air quotes refill the car, $13. It takes 45 minutes to fill the tank. Oh, that's so much more ecologically. Oh, wait a minute, wait. It's a heat wave. Don't do it during the times with, high stress environments. Ugh. Tesla owners have shared images of the alerts they were sent with the title, quote, help relieve heat wave stress on the grid, end quote, in posts on Reddit and Twitter. A heat wave expected to impact the grid in Texas over the next few days. The message says the grid operator recommends to avoid charging during peak hours of 3 to 8 p.m. if possible to help statewide efforts to manage demand. And there's like this little box that pops up, like, kind of like a bink alert warning on your computer going, this, that, and the other thing. And there's another little box in the prompt going, okay, I'm a good little Tesla driver. I will touch the box and not charge my vehicle during the time that you say would be impending upon the grid. The only power I'm going to be taking by running my car on gas and diesel is the gas pump to pump the stuff out of the ground and into my car or into my truck. Negligible. And I bet it costs less than $13 for that electricity to run that pump to fill my vehicle back up. Bet it does. And also, I don't need to have a special infrastructure of this mega super duper Godzilla charger that basically, takes like some ungodly amount of power. Has to be like some ridiculous phasing therein because, the supercharger takes such an amount of power that, it absolutely is not the most efficient way to recharge the car because, oh yeah, it's not running off of solar and wind. Oopsie. Yeah. And there's a picture of the prompt right there. And let me see if I can't find it real fast. Come on, pull up. It's taking a second here. Here we go. And it's like a little box, like a prompt popped up on their big screen, wonderful computer screen in their car. And it popped up, boop. And it's a box with, an X in the corner and an OK button. Big bold font. Help relieve the heat wave stress on the grid. The heat wave is expected to impact the grid in Texas for the next few days. The grid operator recommends to avoid charging during the peak hours between 3 to 8 p.m. if possible to help statewide efforts to manage demand. Okay. Beep. Okay. Please don't hurt me. Beep. So blanking ignorant. But these guys feel so enabled because they have this stuff. Yeah. I saw this meme and I literally had I had to post up, man. It is blanking excellent. And it simply is something quoted from Monopoly, but it describes exactly what's going on right now, with the way, shape, and form that they're doing stuff in the federal government. Monopoly. Remember the game Monopoly, right? And I had to go very New York there. You're playing Monopoly, all right? You're playing Monopoly. 11, rule number 11. What if the bank runs out of money? Some players think the bank is bankrupt if it runs out of money. The bank never goes bankrupt. To continue playing, use slips of paper to keep track of each player's banking transactions until the bank has enough paper money to operate again. The banker may also issue quote unquote new money on slips of ordinary paper. God, that sounds like fiat currency. I don't know what it is, but it really truly sounds like fiat currency. Oh, another article about Tesla or electric cars. Huh. Never would have guessed this, folks. This one coming in from westernjournal.com. A new study shows electric cars have much lower quality than gas-powered cars. In a damning rebuke of the Biden administration rapid promotion of electric vehicles, a new study has concluded that EVs are inferior in quality to gas-powered cars. Owners of battery electric cars and plug-in hybrid vehicles report more problems than do owners of gas-powered vehicles. According to a study published June 28 by consumer research company J.D. Power. You know, you've seen those ads on TV. Oh, initial impressions or initial quality. This vehicle rates so blanking high compared to, X brand or that brand. J.D. Power rates this one exceedingly high in initial quality. So they found that gasoline cars average 175 problems per 100 vehicles. By comparison, generic battery-powered cars, including Tesla models, average 240 problems per 100 vehicles, while hybrids average 239 problems, according to J.D. Power. Tesla EV models average 226 problems per 100 vehicles, the report said. The vehicles where Elon Musk's company were listed separately, quote, because the predominance of Tesla vehicles could obscure the performance of the legacy automobiles, have recently introduced BEVs, or I guess just, basic electric vehicles, whatever. J.D. Power said. And that shows you right from the outset. These guys are slapping these things together, and stupid liberals are going, oh, I must have this car. It's electric. I plug it into the wall. It's just amazing. I will never suffer.
Death! By Snoo!
Sound guy, no, you're driving an electric car. It's not going to cause
Snoo!
No, it is not going to cause snoo. In fact, driving an electric car, it might actually get you just, it may even get you, but it is not going to get you.
Snoo!
No, it will not get you.
Snoo!
No.
Death! By
All right, I'll give you that. He always has to do the ding when he's doing that. See, I'm right. Sound guy, just. Yeah, exactly. You're pushing it. All right? Stop. Just stop. All right. Court blocking Biden from punishing people who haven't gotten the Chinese Communist covert viral infection bang in the military. Yeah, you can't do that to our guys. This one warms my heart greatly. And if there's any pile of how do I say this without saying this? How do I say this without saying this? This piece of yeah, well, more just just yeah. Yeah, that's okay. That one works right there. This stinking pile of Liz Cheney. Yeah, that piece of just. So there's a poll out now that shows Liz Cheney is down 22 points in the Wyoming race against a Trump-backed challenger. That's good shiznit. So we're seeing ourselves now as barely Republican. Liz Cheney from Wyoming trails Republican challenger Harriet Hageman I guess Hagman, but 22% of the poll released Friday, spelling trouble for the anti-Trump Republicans primary next month by more than half. More than half. 52% of likely primary voters in Wyoming said that they would support Hagman, while just 30% expressed support for, well, Cheney, sound guy. Cheney, not. Okay, well, anyway, this piece of. Cheney, Liz Cheney, okay? Liz. Okay, so Liz Cheney. He missed me that time. Liz Cheney, by more than 52%, likely primary voters in Wyoming said that they would support Hagman, while just 30% expressed support for Cheney. According to the survey conducted by Mason-Dixon Polling and Strategy on behalf of Casper, Wyoming, Star Tribune. The poll conducted on July 7th through 11th among 1,100 likely voters. And you got to remember, too, Wyoming is not a big state. There's not a whole heck of a lot of people in Wyoming. Truthfully, I think the state population is not huge. I mean, hang on a second here. Let me find out real fast. Wyoming state population. It's barely 500,000. It's 581,000 people. So 1,100 people, that can make a dent, man. That can make a dent. So I'm thinking Liz is in a little bit of trouble now because, well, I think we're good. Okay. I think we're good. Enough of that one for a little while. All right. We're good. All right. So anyway, former President Donald Trump selected Hagman out of several Republicans vying to unseat Liz Cheney. I got him. Okay. And who voted to impeach Trump and is one of two Republicans on a House committee investigating his alleged role in the January 6, 2021 attack on the Capitol. The Wyoming poll found that the majority of voters disagreed with Cheney's decision to serve on the January 6th committee, 63%. And thought her opposition to Trump hurt her ability to represent Wyoming, 61%, and 54% that Cheney's service on the select committee investigating the January 6th attacks made them less likely to vote for her because, well, they just don't find her worthy.
My biscuits are burning. My biscuits are burning.
Yeah, so Cheney tried to convince Democrats in Wyoming to vote for her in the Republican primary to gain support, a move that Hagman campaign categorized as quote unquote desperate to quote hold on to power. The committee's making a case in hearings this summer that Trump was not only inspired but also encouraged the attack on the Capitol in Washington, D.C., where Trump supporters broke into the building on Congress after was certifying the 2020 election results. And it goes on and on and on. I think what it is people are just sick of this January 6th crap, and they're really, really sick of people that supported, anybody that supports those people who are doing the January 6th stuff. Let me skip over a couple here. No, not gonna do that one either. Not gonna do that one either. I don't know if you guys heard about this guy or not, but this is good justice right here. I mean, this is stuff that really truly needs to have happen. And pretty much the guy got what he deserved. So there was a guy who was by the name of Trent William Millsack. And he supposedly murdered NASCAR star Bobby East. Well, let's just say it didn't work out for him because they tracked his ass down and they just went, you know what? And he proceeded to collect a couple rounds or one round or whatever it was. Somebody zapped that piece of dirt and put him on the ground because, well, he just really, truly needed to get put down because he was just a wild dog. Whoa. I think we got him. So anyway, they put him down and in revenge for killing somebody worthy. His unworthy butt sacrificed himself, and he's a royally big piece of.
But I pooped from there.
Yeah, you can say that pretty much right. Yeah, he's just not good, or wasn't good, and well, he's gone now. Let me scroll. Just scroll. I don't know if you guys heard about this one or not. This one is potentially one of the best news I've heard this year so far. But Fauci is revealing plans for retirement as Republicans set to gain power in Washington, D.C. And it pretty much can be said that they're doing it he's doing it because he knows, well, he's going to get.
But I pooped from there.
Well, he's going to get more than that. I would like to see this guy lose his pension. He's rich enough. He can definitely afford it, but he needs to be impeached. He needs to be tried, and he needs to be summarily ejected from any way, shape, or form of collecting any form of tax dollars any further, because this piece of it really doesn't deserve any dollar amount from the human collective known as the American voting public any further. And he just needs to go on his own way. And truthfully, I hope that, the
Chinese Communist COVID virus infection
has a little bit of a good get together with him and just fixes things. That would be my personal wish in my heart of hearts, that things get addressed in that regard. But he says they're setting a retirement date. And you know what? I really, truly care not about the piece of squat. But there's a lot of people that can be said that really, truly just not need to be in power any longer. He's at the top of the list in my book. Really, truly at the top of the list in my book. There's a lot of guys that really just need to be tossed unceremoniously. And he's there, okay? He is there. He is definitely there. And I'm really not a fan of him in any way, shape, or form. And he needs to go bye-bye. Just, bye-bye. About the easiest way it could be said is he just needs to go bye-bye. All right, so catching up on you guys on about the 1 o'clock, 1 hour, hour and 15, hour and 20, whatever it is. All right, so I'm going to break up this one, folks. And good stuff like that there. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. And, you guys get a gold star for attendance. I know you got many other things to do on a Tuesday, but you hung out with me, and I truly appreciate your kind attentions. And you guys decided to hang out with me, and I'm going to break up this one. So, eat good, keep pretending as always, you know and you love it. And I will catch you guys next week. And I will catch you guys later, and have a good week. See you guys. Ernest!